So tax and technology. I will not come between you and Dr. Girish Ahuja at all. But let me tell you, the time is of technology. If we will not learn it, then we will lose it. So the text has to be seen with the deep of technology. With this, I invite Dr. Girish Ahuja.
Good afternoon to all. Chairman of the Directors Committee of Central Council member, CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji. Sitting in front of me, CA Dr. Raj Chawla ji, Chitle Saab, our principal from Shriram College of Commerce and government nominee to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Dr. P.C. Jain. And one man I always take the name and then I'll forget. And say that is the person sitting from, coming from Delhi. Is Sunil Mabu Sahab. The moment you take his name, everything is okay. I feel relaxed, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, friends, we have already listened how technology is important in these times. But maximum utilization of technology has been done by the tax department, both the income tax department as well as indirect tax department, that is GST department particularly. I remember the journey which we started long back when we were issued PAN. At that time, we didn't know what is going to be the purpose of PAN. But everything has been linked to the PAN. These days, identifier of every transaction is your PAN. PAN has been linked with every kind of a transaction, whether it is an income transaction or even for expenses transaction at times. You know, I'll tell you why with that. So we started with the journey of what you call way back to get a PAN. Now, how easy now to get a PAN? Anyone can take a PAN. It's not necessary that you should only take PAN when you are liable to pay tax. Anyone can take a PAN. Even a minor can take a PAN. 1-year-old person can help take a PAN. But we are linking. This is start of the technology in the income tax department. I remember then the next development which took place was Central Processing Center. Central Processing Center was made, and every return which you file is processed by the Central Processing Center, which was started way back in Bengaluru. That was the next point. Then came Central Processing Cell for TDS, which was established near Delhi, of course, NCR, Vaishali. That was the next thing which came. Similarly, that you must have seen, we had gone for e-filing of return. It was started initially for certain persons. Now, practically every person has to file e-return. E-return is compulsory. Processing is done by the computers, by the software. No one is involved in that processing.
Session
This was the next thing. Then there was the consolidation of all the e-services under one website. Consolidation of all these services under one website started from e-payment of taxes, e-filing of TDS, e-filing of what you call return, e-filing, whatever services they are connected with, they are there. E-processing of TDS return and what not, it is there. I remember when we were redrafting the law, we were given instruction to write for faceless assessment. We were worried. Should we go for that or should we not go for that? Neither the other side was happy, nor this side was happy. You can understand what was the reason.
Sir,
I was the senior most sitting there. I said, it is not possible to go for faceless assessment in one group. Let us try, let us make a try for a faceless assessment. It is not possible to do it immediately. Next day, we were called by a gentleman from this state. You have to go for e-assessment. Come what may. I said, there will be a lot of difficulties. He said, we will settle it out. But you go for faceless assessment, no question of any assessment which is physical. we were worried what to do. But you noticed when 26A has came, everybody was surprised. What kind of this is 26A? There are so many mistakes. There are so many things which is happening in EA 26As.
Hello.
Certainly, we adopted that technology and we were very happy that we know how much tax was deducted, how much advance tax we have paid, and many other things were there.
Okay, sir.
After that,
we are continuing.
I was working on a thing. I was told that we are going for Project Insight. Project Insight was 360-degree of the profile of individual taxpayer. I said, what is this Project Insight? I was wondering that all this because of what? Technology. All questions came up from technology development in this country. And I tell you, the best example, of course, is 360 profile of individual taxpayer. I said, what is this? He said, give me a PAN number. I gave the PAN number. They showed me first screen, my name, my address, my telephone, or anything, whatever was available. Second, how much have I been assessed? What is assessed under 143, 143.3, 144, 147, or what is the tax due, what was tax payable by me? I said, you have that information, you have put it in computer, and that's why it is coming. Just wait and watch. Next item. How many FDR I have? The complete detail of all fixed deposit at that particular time, only in the banks, not in the post office, because post office was not computerized that particular time. So all details by FDRs. I said, what about those FDR where I don't get any interest? Sorry, there is no tax deducted at source. He said there is section 206AA which requires every bank to file return of those FDRs also, interest on those FDR where tax is not deducted at source. Next, all details on a mutual fund. Complete details of mutual fund. At that particular time, I had 7 mutual fund. I didn't know I had only 6. He said, this is 7th also there. The balance line was 2,31,000. I said, I don't know about this. He said, it is ordinary. I said, give me the detail. I copied the detail. At that particular time, when I came to know after 3 days, I had deposited 20,000 in mutual fund of LIC. At that particular time, PAN was not important. At that particular time, I changed my address also. So I didn't know that. I said, please let me note that. After 10 days, I went to LIC and got 2,31,000 rupees. I said, thank you, Income Tax Department. Because they know more than what you know about yourself. Let me tell you, they know more than what you know about yourself. I'm telling you this, don't think they are not aware of everything. And you already noted annual information statement. Have you noted the annual information statement? And the first year when the annual information statement came, you asked your client that you have done so many transactions in stock exchange. No, we have not done it. But the details are there. How do you know the details are there? I said, which is mentioned here. Oh, yes, sir, we forgot. We did some transactions there. Every transaction has been reported in financial transaction, particularly in annual information statement. Wait and watch. What is going to be further changes? I can't tell you at this stage, but there are going to be more changes in annual information statement, which will put you everything on record. Everything on record, I'm telling you. You know already, transactions are all capital gain transactions, share transactions are already there, mutual fund transactions are already there. I remember we were drafting the law. At that time, they said we want to shift dividend now back to the old system of taxing in the hands of the shareholders. I said, what is this? You change it to the taxing in the hands of the company, and we are already paying tax 20% plus surcharge plus education tax, etc. And why do you want to shift to the shareholders again? He said, technological development. Now we know, and we have put a responsibility on the companies to file all the details of the dividend which they have distributed in it. And that's why section 115Q, which was there, was abolished, and shifting the burden of dividend on the But they did not tell me at that time this is the reason. They came out with a different reason. They said, what is this happened is the foreign companies, foreign institutional investors are investing a lot of money in India and they are getting dividend. The dividend tax is being paid by the company and not by the shareholder. And when they go to their country, they don't get the credit of the tax paid by the company because the tax has not been paid by the shareholder. It has been paid by the company. They don't get tax credit for that. So, people, the foreign institutional investors are requesting that we should switch over to the old system so that if I pay tax, the foreign institutional investor pay tax in India, they will at least get the credit of that tax in their country. And then by taking a double taxation relief, the tax liability may be only 10%. In some cases, it will be 20%, but if it is DTA, mostly it is 10%. And sometimes it is 5% also. We agreed to that. But I said, look here, I'm also getting dividend. And I am being taxed at the rate of 20%. Once you shift the dividend to the shareholder, probably I will be taxed with 30% plus surcharge, which at that time was only less than that 25 or 35% plus education tax. So I'll be a loser. And many of us will be a loser. They promise they'll give you a standard reduction of 20% on the dividend which is to be received. But the promise was changed. Did you notice that they have given a deduction of 20%, not a standard one, but on account of interest of money borrowed for the purpose of investment into shares? Do you think that an investor borrows money for investment? Trader will borrow. The trader will borrow money to invest for investment purpose. You think the investor borrows? How many of you have borrowed money to invest into a share? Long-term share. I don't think anybody borrows. There is no question of borrowing the money. So nobody is getting the deduction of 20% of the amount received. Then I said, what is going to happen? So they changed to that also. Things were, now have you noticed how many changes have taken place in income tax? It is all because of technological development. Think of everything. Everything is now available to you due to the technology. How many e-services are there? You don't have to go to the income tax department. You feel bad for some time. Now you are not feeling bad. Beginning we were feeling bad. Now we are not to go to the income tax department. What are we going to do? Now the job is of compliances. And you have to be very particular. A lot of work has been given, a lot of softwares have been developed, and that have been developed by the chartered accountants only, and nobody else also. And so many softwares have been developed to file return of income. But please note, there are softwares, not utility of the income tax. There are many mistakes in that software also. At times I get the call, sir, this has happened. I have built up this software. Did you use the software as an X software, Y software? Because when the software is made, probably they may not have the complete knowledge of income tax section. And income tax section is not that easy. Income tax is not that easy, but it is very interesting. It is really interesting. What have they done now? Say, faceless assessment. Would you think that we will have faceless assessment in this country? Straight away that we are coming out, that came out with the notification, that is a different thing in initial stages. Now it is a part of section 144B, which will start with the say, not understanding anything contained under section 143.3 or 144 or 147. The National Faceless Assessment Center will issue a notice that your case has been selected for scrutiny. Kindly reply to that. How did they select it? Automatic allocation system. No hand involved. Automatic allocation has been done to an assessment unit everywhere in India in the regional faceless assessment center. Everywhere in India, the case can go. It can go to Jumri Taliya also at times. Now, the case will go there, but you will not come to know. Every communication you have to done through the National Faceless Assessment Center. Every communication with the assessing unit has to do, that has to be done with the National Faceless Assessment Center. It cannot be done directly. Obviously, they know. If they want any assistance, technical assistance, there is a technical unit. If they want any conducting an inquiry, they want any what you call investors verification, there is a verification unit also under various regional assessment center. The person, the assessing officer, the assessment unit will not come to know to whom it is going to be sent. They will make a request to the National Faceless Center that we want to make inquiry. We want that there should be a verification of such and such documents and etc. That job is not of the assessment unit. Assessment unit write to the National Faceless Assessment Center. Look here, we want this. A National Faceless Center through automated allocation system allot that to one of the verification unit to do verification. Nobody will come to know. Nobody will come to know. Then verification unit will in turn will give their response or report to the National Faceless Assessment Center. If they want any technical assistance, they will write to whom? They'll write to the technical unit allocated by automated allocation to please give the assistance on these issues. But who is asking for assistance? They don't know. Any technical unit will be told. Then technical unit will put its input. The verification unit will give its input. All these inputs will be given to the National Faceless Assessment Center, and National Faceless Center in turn will pass on that report to whom? To the assessment unit. Now, if there is any going to be variation, if they agree, it's okay. Any variation, they may again send it to a review unit. Because, and that please note, after the result comes from review unit, it does not go to the same assessment unit, it goes to some other assessment unit to make assessment. What a foolproof, so-called foolproof, but you know what is happening these days. Technology is very important, but there are problems in the technology also. The problems, you know that. The problems in technology is that the assessing officer at least know whose assessment is being done by him, because there is a name given there. There are all details given there to the assessment unit officer. That is the problem. I was also wondering, we are filing 3CD, we are filing 10B, we are filing 10BB under digital signature. Is this digital signature lying with you or your assistants? Digital signatures are with your assistants who are doing and filing the 10B, 10BB or Form 3CD, putting their your digital signature. You don't know whether it is used or misused, properly used or misused. Be careful. Yesterday we came, today before, your signature is signature, but your signature should not become a routine digital signature. You have to be very careful while using that digital signature. It is not used by you. Most of young people must be doing it. I don't know to file return of income even, because I'm not that computer savvy. And my return is very complicated. So I have to ask my junior to file my return of income. And if he has to file a return of income, he has to make the digital signature for 3CD or many other things, not for mine, for others also. Be careful. You have to be very careful that the digital signatures may not be misused. You know the cyber security, what is happening these days. I was reading one joke came, or rather one social media came. Somebody with the mask on, 3 people with the mask on and guns in their hand went to loot the bank. And they realized the bank has already been looted online. So they said, we will have to go for technological development now. They will also have to go for technological development, because these days going there physically for looting the bank is not possible. This was shown to me by our Karpa Ashwini Jindal from Jalandhar. He showed me, says this is there. I said, I will use this. Well, I delivered a lecture on that. So please be careful. Online problems are going to be there. There can be cyber security problem. There can be some hacking which can put you into difficulties. And you know the disciplinary action which can be taken against you by the department, and 90% the AO are putting a complaint that this is the mistake you have committed. All three CD they are setting, 10B, 10B, 90% of 10B or double B which you have filed this time is wrong. 90%. Don't worry. This is the first year. So they may be liberal, they may not say anything to you, but the law has become so complicated that to file one return of 10B, you might have taken 2 days. And still you are not satisfied. What kind of return is this? So my point is, gone are the days when you never read income tax. You read income tax only when you were a student. You have never opened a book on Income Tax Act. Now, technology will force you to please read the act thoroughly. Please read the act thoroughly. What I am trying to explain, why I am saying this, art of drafting, of the show cause noted, art of appearing before that, art of replying to the notice which you get from on faceless assessment, that is which you have to do now. Now the actual value of CA will be there. Earlier we passed out what you call income tax. We never bothered to see. How many have seen Income Tax Act? Anybody who has seen Income Tax? Seen, read. Seen, so I have also seen income. Have you read Income Tax Act? Yes. How many sections are? How many sections are there in the Income Tax Act? Tell me. How many sections in the Income Tax Act? Tell me, everybody. 298, absolutely wrong. There are more than 550 sections in Income Tax Act. You say 298 because in the Act written 298. But what about that section 44 capital A, 44 double A, 44 AD, 44 AD, 44 AD? Then they missed one, 44 ADA, 44 B, 44 BA, 44 double B, 44 BBC, 44 BD. What are those sections? Section 35, 35A, 35AB, 35AC, 35. These are all sections. All capital sections are 111A, 112, 112A, 115A, 115AB, 115. All of these sections. And there is one section, 115, VA. And now it is VZ. I said, what will happen to that? And nothing. 150 VZA, VZB, VZC. This is happening, sir. This is what is happening. So please be careful. You have to, I said somebody, you should read one section every day. He said, yes, sir, I am not able to understand. I said, read at least one section. He said, okay, you are saying it because of technology has changed. I have seen the faceless. I will do that. He read the section. And after 5 hours, he called me and called to me. Yogesh, he said, sir, I said, what happened? You advised me to read a section. I read that section. Sir, it took me 5 hours. I said, no problem. At least you read one section. Sir, listen to me. Last line was, it is not applicable from assessment year 2010-11. We do not know whether that section is still applicable or it is outdated or it is no more there. So I told him, next time when you read Income Tax Act, see the last line before you read that, or the first line. It will be either written the first line applicable within this date to this date, or it will be written in the last line. It is not applicable from assessment year 2017-18. So be careful. The Income Tax Department has gone for wonderful development secting. I have not thought, I could not have thought that they will go for such a technology, which they have spent huge amount. What was the time at that day? Voluminous paperwork. Now there is no paper, paperless, cashless, and faceless. Somebody said, when will be with income tax less? I said, never. Somebody said, sir, they are abolishing income tax. I said, nothing doing. Don't think they will abolish income tax. They are going to have some banking cash transaction tax. Nothing is going to happen there. So please note, and you have already seen the technological changes which have taken place in GST. Have you seen the GST portal? What a wonderful portal they have brought. Initial stages, what were the difficulties? But now, I'm really surprised. And person responsible from bringing this GST into this country is one, the finance minister, who had lot of relationship with the opposition, and second is the chartered accountant sitting here. Even yesterday, day before, he said GST could be handled only by chartered accountant. Also, we were humiliated when it was introduced. Everybody knows. But the intention was not to humiliate you. Intention was to tell you your signature is signature. You have to change yourself. You have to tell your clients technology has overtaken everything. And please rely on technology. Do not go for anything which is wrong. Do not go. Tell your clients, gone are the days. Tell your client, gone are the days. That was a different time. Now it is a different time. Do not take that liberty of doing anything which may ultimately put you into difficulty. Everything goes on to the CA that he has done it. He has done it. I have stopped giving what you call opinion of future planning. He said if there is a future planning, the GAR provisions may come. So they have brought so many amendments, and this is all because of technology. You know how many department income tax are there? Central Economic Intelligence Bureau, which collect information not from India, from all over the world. And that information is passed to who? To all departments of revenue. Even to civil, they pass it. Even they pass this information. They pass this information to FARA people. They pass information to income tax people, to the GST people. You have seen how much alignment they are doing with GST or other things. Every information is being reconciled. And that's why you know that you are having what you call scrutiny. Maybe still the people are saying, sir, what is the problem? 98% there is no scrutiny, only 2% there is a scrutiny. So, sir, at least 98% will be clear. But don't tell me that. Now, section 148A. Earlier, what used to happen? Income escaping assessment. They used to come for that. There is the income escaping assessment. They come to them. Then they used to issue notice to you to file a return of income. After filing a return of income, you are supposed to ask the reason for the reassessment or notice. Now they say, oh, look here, don't ask me this thing. We are giving you the reason. These are the reasons we have made inquiry. There is information which suggests that the income is escaped assessment. We are issuing a notice after getting approval for the specified authority. Kindly show us why this should not be treated as income escaping assessment. They are giving you the information in advance. That means they have a lot of information percolating coming from 124 countries also. Many people have filed a return of a resident in India, an ordinary resident, and they have not given the details of the foreign investment. What kind of a law? You don't know Black Money Act, Benami law. I am telling you, they have linked everything. And sooner or later, we'll have to tell our client, gone are the days, technology is improving day by day, further information being, and there is a financial intelligence unit, you know that. The maximum thing they have done is on the basis of income. Now, income. But don't think that there is only related to income. The best section they have brought is 269 ST. You cannot receive payment of more than 2 lakh rupees, otherwise than the electronic mode. 2 lakh. I went to the DLF Emporium in Delhi. There in Delhi, all foreign goods sold. LV purse. I never found anything about 2 lakh. Below 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. I said, now you have to make the payment by credit card, or you have to make by the payment, online payment. You cannot buy a goods for more than 1,99,000. That person was explaining that women, do one thing. You give 1,90,000 in cash and balance by credit card. I said, what are you doing, my dear? He says, my dear. I used the word my dear. She looked at me. What does it mean, my dear? I said, look here, he's fooling you. 1,95,000 bill is for 2,54,000 and 1,99,000 cash. The rest is by check or by credit card. It is linked. What are you doing? Sir, their sale have gone down by 50%. They have brought now purses for less than 2 lakh. More than 2 lakh, they are not able to sell it. So many foreign goods, Rolex watches, 18 lakh, 20 lakh, 24 lakh. Earlier it was sold like anything. Now Rolex watches, you cannot buy any Rolex watch for more than 2 lakh, but you can't think of a Rolex watch. You can have a duplicate Rolex watch, first original, for about 50,000 rupees Rolex watch. It depends who he wears that. If a poor man wears the Rolex watch, he says, this is duplicate. If a rich man like Mr. Sanjay Agarwal wears it, it is genuine, of course. It is genuine, of course. So that is what I am saying. Please do not pray. Take see, I have been given the signal. Every time I am given the signal, a time is short. But we will, I'm meeting you here. I'll keep on meeting you. Don't worry. Thank you very much for the patient here. Thank you. Okay, sir?
That is why I said in the beginning that we need to listen him, and continue to listen him. Just to conclude, Guruji, 2-3 points I would be failing in my duty if I do not acknowledge. And what we are doing at ICAI, I need to brief also the members, because we'll not get this opportunity again to see the so much member expecting a lot of things from the ICAI also. One thing Guruji just mentioned about the FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit. Let me tell you, we have occasion to meet them. How they are extracting the information, I must tell you, mobile number, DIN number, your loyalty program, your attachment to any of the bank accounts. They are extracting the information all over the world. So be careful before you give the mobile number, email ID, DIN, GST number. Even if you are claiming the GST refund, if you go abroad and buy something, that GST refund is reported in India, and you will be asked about the source of the payments. Friends, so far as 3 things we are doing with the department, and we are actively engaged with them. One is the demand management system, which they have recently introduced. We are in touch with them. We are telling them the problem, that how you are creating the demands and how the people are facing the trouble. So if you have any suggestion, please let us know. I'll give you the email ID where you need to. The second is the e-verification. E-verification is the another thing which Dr. Girish Ahuja has said, that the information which will come through 148A. But before that, they will give you a notice. Please see to it that you give your correct email ID, you correct mobile number, because the notices will be issued on your registered email ID. And they will give you a chance to file a ITRU return and not to face with 148 also. So this is also one of the important things. And so far as connect with us, as you all know, that though I am available in your personal mobile everywhere, but for the ICAI, please connect with dtc@icai.in if you have anything to say and you want to say it. But with this, one thing I would like to say, sir, when the president asked me that I want Dr. Girish Ahuja to be here, so the only one thing I said, we need the entire presence of the members here in Dr. Girish Ahuja session, and I'm obliged that you are here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, sir, for your opening and concluding remarks. And thank you, CA Girish Ahuja, sir, for your keynote address. I'd like to invite CA Mangesh Kinere, respected Central Council member, ICAI, to please come up on stage and offer a token of gratitude to the keynote speaker, CA Girish Ahuja, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Income Tax Department knows more about you than you know about yourself. Traditional stroll to say gratitude to you, sir, for all these years of enriching us with the knowledge on income tax, and also today, the intersection that taxation has with technology. And this memento. Thank you. With this, we conclude this keynote session. And as photographs happen, as learnings happen, make sure that you share it with the larger world. The hashtag is hashtag ICAI GlowPack. In fact, yesterday it was trending, and I'm sure through the day, once you tweet about your learnings and photographs with the hashtag ICAI GlowPack, then it'll trend even further. So that's the hashtag, hashtag ICAI GlowPack. Once again, a round of applause for the keynote speaker. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we've got a plenary session coming up, which is very, very important. After that, we've got a break. And then we've got the last session with Manoj Muntashir Shukla. But in the break, if you happen to go to the exhibition, make sure you drop down to the ICAI Pavilion, where you can appreciate the e-voting initiative of ICAI and also participate in the quiz related to the profession. But right now, we're set with the plenary session that will talk about how we can elevate the assurance quality. And to take things forward, may I invite my colleague, Nidhi.